disaster. Well, joining me now is a lecturer in science and digital technologies at the University of East London, Dr Mustansar Ali Ghaznfar. Glad to have you on the show. Let's talk about the history of AI a little bit. I mean, it's a rapidly progressing technology, but how long has it been around?
Thank you very much for having me. I would be saying about the history of AI. It started in 90s when you have small computer programs and you were very excited to hear that, okay, look, something exciting is coming. But in 2000, the technology evolved to the next era where we have a lot of data, the new computer, the Windows came, and then new operating system came. And in 2010, we have more and more programs. But I would say it's there for the last 3 decades. So it started in 1990s, but now we are at the top of AI in 2020.
And where on earth does this technology go? Because it's applicable to so many fields. I mean, I didn't realise in doing my research, I kind of thought of it more as, you know, when you swipe up on your phone and it uses facial recognition technology. But it can start to predict things like, you know, certain diseases and create antidotes for certain diseases by using complex technologies and calculating systems to render the perfect medicine. It's phenomenal. I mean, is there a limit to what we can do? Should there be a limit to what we can do?
I would personally think there is no limit. So this is just a start. So when you talk about AI, the spectrum of applications they can cover, this is huge. Right from the robotics to the healthcare to you have seen the self-driving cars in finance. You can see the recent blockchain technology, which is inspired by AI. Then you have the retails, and there's a lot more applications which would be going in future. So there is no limit. And to me, a lot of reports they would be coming in the market. Like I can see in the screen, this is a report by the Boston group. And you can see they can walk. And in fact, if you think they can pretty much imitate any human move. And you might be wondering how we train them. You know, when a child, he wants to ride a bicycle and he don't know what to do. So their mother or the father, they told them, hey, when the bike is coming on the left, just shift your way to the right. If the bike is going on the right, shift your way to the left. And then how they learn to ride the bike. Similarly, we teach robots, hey, you want to jump, so this is the move you have to do. If you're going to fall on the left, shift your way to the right. So this is just like how child works. So robots for AI, they are just children, and we train them using the softwares, and they learn very fast like children's.
I mean, certainly those fog-like bots we just saw on the screen there look pretty cool and relatively harmless. But surely the problem when you're talking about things like artificial intelligence and human intelligence is that the human has to be able to predict and limit what this sort of boundless technology can do. Otherwise, it can, you know, sort of move along in all sorts of different directions and create catastrophes. Should we be afraid at the speed at which AI is developing when there isn't really any sort of global concord in place for how we do manage it, and we're yet to see any big AI-related disasters, but surely they're in train?
Yeah, I think this is a very good question. When we talk about the ethical issues about AI, like in robotics, I was reading the other day the same reports which you are showing in the screen. They are going to be commercialized in a couple of years. So I can buy any report in $50,000. And you know, I can ask them to walk and so on. This is somehow scary as well. If there's some fault in the report, so definitely on the ethical side, we need some regulations that if we want to commercialize them, what are the license for that? And government should take some actions for not commercializing such things like the reports. Apart from that, they could be pretty good, like self-driving cars. I think if we can have 33 million self-driving car by 2040, which is an estimation by Tesla and all those major companies, they can change the life. So they can make our journey extremely easier. So there's a plus side as well. But I agree, at the same time, there need to be some regulation in the framework. And still, today, there are no regulations. And I would definitely think UK government, they need to have regulation amount these notions before we are going to commercialize that. And one more example I want to give about the retail industry. You can see recently Amazon opened an office in London where you can go, you don't have any cashier. You simply go pick your stuff and simply walk away. So this is pretty cool. But to commercialize such thing, you definitely need to have some regulations which are not there in place right now.
Pretty cool for some, pretty creepy for others, I can tell you. Dr Mustansar Ali Ghazanfar there, who's a lecturer in science and digital technologies at the University of East London. Well, joining me now is